So go ahead and come to a nice, comfortable seat. Today, if you are feeling a little mellower and you want to have more of a start, so kind of almost like a mini shavasana, you're welcome to do that. If you're feeling pretty good, if you've just had a sip of coffee like me, maybe you want to sit up nice and tall. Wherever you're at, let's go ahead and just roll the shoulders a few times. Let's go forward. Good, and then back again. And then allow your shoulder blades to release down your back. You can take your hands on top of your thighs. Peek down at your feet really quick. Just make sure, particularly if you're sitting forward in your chair, that your knees are landing over your ankles. Allow your eyelids to close. Nice, smooth, deep, full inhale. And you can open your mouth. Sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And again, smooth, deep, full inhale. Sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Couple more times, just at your pace. With each exhale, see if you can let anything that might be stressing you out, just let it go. As you exhale, maybe you just melt down into your sit bones a little more, feeling really grounded, really rooted. And then we're going to start to inhale through our nose and exhale through our nose. And right away, just trying to find some symmetry between the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale. And that might take several rounds to get there, but move in that direction. Observe if it feels easier to inhale today. Does it feel easier to exhale? Does either one feel a little stuck? Is it feeling pretty good? So noticing what's happening for your body today, your breath, your headspace. As we do this little check-in here at the top of class. Maybe as you're breathing here, you find just a little pause at the top of the breath, and then a little pause at the bottom of the breath. So you fill up, pause, you empty out, little pause. It's almost like the breath has 4 parts. Do a little check-in with your shoulders. Make sure they're not creeping up towards your ears, so soften them down if you need to. Good, and then one more time, let's take a nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And then go ahead and blink your eyes open. And if you're leaning back in your chair, go ahead and come forward. You're sitting forward, you can just refresh your posture here. And then hands on thighs, just start to make some circles around that pelvic girdle. And as you know, these can be small, big. And dip the shoulders, you can get the head involved. Nice work, everyone. Let's start to switch directions. Good. So let's come back to a nice tall seat. And then let's move into our cat-cow from here. So as you inhale, you're gonna rock forward on those sit bones, elbows squeeze in, that openness across heart and chest. Hello, Amy. As you exhale, you round in, chin towards chest, getting into the thoracic. Inhale, arch. Good, exhale, round in. And I always think it's really nice to close your eyes here. So if you feel comfortable doing that, you're welcome to play with that. Sometimes it can really help you to just bring your mind's eye to your spine so you can get curious about how the different places in your spine are feeling today. We got the upper, the mid, the lower back, cervical spine. Notice what's going on for you. A few more rounds. Maybe you're noticing in just a short amount of time that things are already starting to open up and feel a little easier. Maybe that's not you today. Maybe your body's just feeling a little tighter, a little cranky. That's also okay. Just go at the pace with as much movement as you need. All right, so let's come back to a nice tall seat. And let's get into just a pretty basic little twist here. So as you inhale, arms reach out wide and kind of firm the muscle to the bone here. As you exhale, twist to the right. Really stretch out through your fingers and then go ahead and release your hands down. So we're not super warm here. As always, you're welcome to take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. But for this first one, it might feel better for most of us just to have that left hand to the inside of the left thigh. Maybe we'll revisit this pose again as we've warmed up and just see how it feels different. There's a little lift of the sternum here. There's a little sense of cobra pose in your upper body. Little subtle back bend. You're anchoring into your sit bones. From that anchoring, you're twisting in. So wrapping those left ribs to the right. Filling up on the inhale. Twisting in on the exhale. Good, let's take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, just come back to center. Let's get into the shoulders a little bit. Take your left arm underneath your right. Just a real, basic modified eagle arms here. So you're grabbing your shoulders, elbows are stacking to some degree, and then you're starting to lift the elbows up. And maybe you start to feel a little lift of the sternum up towards the ceiling, slight arch in your lower back. Maybe you're bringing your gaze up. Check in with that breath again. All right, inhale, take those arms out wide. It's a reaching. And then as you exhale, we twist to the left. So just a breath or two here. And then go ahead and release, hands down. So pressing with that right hand either into the right or the left leg, going to help you push those shoulder heads back. Feel the shoulder blades gently squeeze in towards each other. Your sternum is lifting. Your sit bones are heavy. Your breath is smooth and steady. Your gaze is soft and gentle. And you're getting curious about how this twist feels in your body here on this other side. Add a couple more breaths here. Nice, deep, full inhale. Exhale, start to unwind. We're going to take the right arm on top this time. So elbows stack. You're grabbing your shoulder blades. And then the elbows lift. Breath smooth and steady. Maybe feel that lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling. Maybe you even start to bring your gaze slightly up. And then on your next inhale, take the arms out nice and wide. And let's just find a little more cat-cow here. So really stretch those arms back, find that arch in your lumbar. And then exhale, reach the palms forward, round in. So a little different. Inhaling. Good. Exhale. Just warming up that shoulder girdle a little more. Beautiful work, everyone. Moving with the breath here. Finding a pace that feels really nice for you. So you don't always need to be going at my pace. Good. So let's finish up here. You're going to open up one final time. And then exhale, just release your arms by your sides. Feel a little heat inside the shoulders. And then let's bring our hands back to our thighs. Just peek down again, make any little adjustments that you need to your posture. So, and we're always looking for that knee over ankle alignment. And let's get into the neck a little bit here. So start to drop that chin towards your chest. Right away, the shoulders always want to get involved and help out, especially if you're feeling a little tighter in those shoulders. So maybe tuck the chin a little less if you need to. Listen to that sound of your breath. And then moving nice and slow, let's keep the chin tucked as you exhale. do a little quarter circle right ear towards that right shoulder. Good. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center, and then just continue like that. Again, eyes might be closed here. Moving nice and slow, deliberately with the breath. And this gently warming up the muscles in the neck. Good. So the next time your ear is off to the right, just hang out there. So taking several breaths. You can visualize your exhale going to that left side of your neck, those scalene muscles, any places that are feeling really tight. Welcome, Martha. You might go ahead and release those left fingertips down. You can always try these variations. Some days they work, some days they don't. So if you go a place and it just feels a little too intense today, you skip it. You go back to the place you were before. Maybe you start to extend that left arm off to the side. Ooh, I'm feeling some things. Notice if you've lost that thread of your breath at all, come back to that. Release that left hand back down to your thigh, and then one final little move here if you want to bring your right hand to the top of your head and apply a little pressure. You're welcome to play with that. Good. Hand comes to your cheek. Use your hand to lift up. And then let's return before we come to the second side. Let's just do that little like neck vinyasa again. So let's start off to the left this time. So as you exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. Maybe it's feeling a little different. Good. Full inhale here. And then exhale, keep your chin tucked. Off to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. And then you just continue like this at your pace. And eyes might be closed here. If they're open, you're just keeping your gaze soft and gentle. As we embark on this second time, notice how it's feeling for you. Are things warming up? Are there places that are opening a little bit? Have some places become tenser? Just notice. And then the next time you're off to the left side, just hold there. All right. Up. Forgot. If you'd like to release your right fingertips off your thigh. So I find that gives me like a nice stretch across the top of the shoulder. And nice is always relative. For some of us, it can just feel like too much, too intense. Not something we want to do today. Always honor that. Maybe you start to reach that right arm up slightly. Gets into an interesting area, kind of in the armpit, the inseam of that arm. Breath smooth and steady. And if you're doing the arm variation, just go ahead and release that hand down, place it back on your thigh. And then if you would like to take your left hand to the top of your head, just apply some gentle pressure there. These look really nice. Couple more breaths. And then you can use your left hand to your cheek to gently lift your head. And then let's roll those shoulders out again. And roll forward. Roll back. And then just releasing your arms by your sides. We're going to do a little lateral stretching side to side, a little flow. So anchor into your sit bones a lot. Hold on to that feeling, and then inhaling off to the right. Left arm comes up and over. Exhale, release down. Inhale, right arm up and over as you side bend to the left. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhale. And then feel free to find your rhythm here. So you start to really move with your breath. We all might be slightly different. And find this little vinyasa flow, connecting movement with breath. Feels really nice for most of us. Typically, it feels a little bit like a moving meditation. And we're just gently opening up the side body here as we sway side to side. Done quite a bit to warm up the spine and the neck and the shoulders. Let's do a couple more to each side before we come into our hold. Okay, the next time you are side bending to the right, just hang out there. Feel those shoulder blades release down your back. Imagine that somebody is pressing their hand down onto your left thigh, helping you to anchor that sit bone. Little gentle twist of the right ribs up towards the ceiling. Maybe you bring your gaze up underneath that top arm. Good. So let's exhale and then inhale, side bending to the left. So feeling all of that length through the right side, wrapping these left ribs up towards the ceiling, pressing down into that right sit bone. Breath smooth and steady. You might move towards gazing up underneath that top arm. A deep inhale. And exhale, release down. And then you can just find your nice mountain pose here, taking a few breaths. Maybe you close your eyes. And then just go inside your body. How's it feeling? We're about halfway through our class here. Does it feel as though you're sitting a little taller now that we've warmed things up? Might feel like there's a greater sense of ease and space. And of course, the opposite can always be true. Some days, it just takes longer to warm things up. Observe how your headspace is starting to shift as we move, as we focus our attention, as we breathe. And then go ahead and blink your eyes open. You can take your hands to your thighs. We're going to move into our eagle pose. So you might want to scoot that left foot off to the right a little bit. And we're going to take our right thigh and cross it over that left thigh. So make any little adjustments here that you need to. And then just imagine that you've got corn cob holders on your outer hips here, very apropos for summer. Just pinning everything into the midline. And as you envision that, maybe it helps you to pull your lower belly in and up a little bit. Let's inhale, take the arms out wide. Good work. As you exhale, give yourself a hug, right arm underneath. So we've been here with the arms already. So the elbows stacking, gently lifting. Maybe legs squeezing in towards each other if that's something that's accessible, available to you. And the arms might stay here like this. You might bring the backs of the hands together. You might bring the palms to press together. So they're all doing essentially the same things. Your shoulders are a little tighter. It's really hard to pretzel like this. Pretzel in the verb sense of the word. You might feel a little lift of your thoracic up towards the ceiling. You might even bring your gaze up, gently releasing your head back. It's almost like a camel pose feeling in the upper body. Good, so just upright yourself. Good, inhale, take the arms out wide. And exhale, twist to the right. Notice how this twist feels a little different with the legs in this configuration. Go ahead and release, hands down. Maybe this twist is feeling a little deeper than the first one we did. Shoulder heads are pressing back, sternum is lifting. Really see what's in front of you as you keep that gaze soft and gentle. You might be moving towards looking out over that right shoulder. Couple more breaths. Good, deep inhale. And then exhale, unwind your upper body. So let's do our arms the way we usually don't. We're going to take the left arm underneath since we're here. And then let's just stay in this configuration with the arms, so holding the elbows. And then we're going to find a little cat-cow in our eagle pose. So inhaling, arching, elbows lift any amount. Exhale, elbows drop, chin drops towards chest, rock to the backs of your sit bones. Inhaling, arching. Exhale, round in. Couple more rounds, moving with your breath, finding your little flow here. And then inhale. It's a nice tall spine, so you could stay here like this for a couple of breaths. If you wanted to play with hinging forward and then maybe hooking that left elbow to the right knee and perhaps dropping your chin towards your chest here. So it's almost like you're rounding into a tight little ball. A little forward fold. I'm actually getting a pretty nice stretch in the lower back here. Notice if that's true for you. Nice and easy, moving slow on an inhale. Come on up. You might get a little head rush if you were in that forward fold. So definitely take your time. Next inhale, take the arms out wide. Exhale, release the arms down by your side. And we'll take that sequence to the second side. So we're going to uncross that right thigh. Good. And then left thigh is going to come on top of right. You might need to scoot that right foot over a little bit more to the midline, kind of in front of your belly button. Good. And again, just imagine those corn cob holders. So everything essentially is squeezing in, and then there's a little lift of the belly in and up. So we're getting really compact in this pose. So there is some muscle engagement. Let's inhale, take the arms out wide. And then exhale, give yourself that hug. This left arm is going to come over underneath. So we were just here. You're welcome to stay like this, especially if you're getting some sensation in your shoulders. You might bring the backs of your hands to press. You might bring your palms to press. And wherever you're at, perhaps the elbows start to lift a little bit. Feel that sternum lift. Maybe your gaze lifts. Breath smooth and steady. Inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your nose. So nice deep inhale. On your exhale, come out of that back bend. So you're just more neutral sitting upright. Take an exhale. And then inhale, take the arms out wide. Good, really stretch out and exhale. Twist to the left. And release your hands down. Good, sternum lifts. Pressing evenly into both sit bones. These right ribs are wrapping to the left. Breath is smooth and steady. The inhale can feel a little congested here. As you empty out the breath on your exhale, you might find that you can twist in like a micromillimeter more. And finally, you might be moving towards bringing your gaze out towards that left shoulder or in that direction. How is this side different? Good, nice deep inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna come back to center, but we're gonna keep that right arm underneath. So finding our eagle arms again, and we're just staying with this variation where the elbows stack. You're holding on to the edges of your shoulder blades, and then we move into some cat-cow here, which will feel really nice on the spine after that twisting. So inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, rounding in. Continuing at your pace, just a few complete cycles here. Good, inhale, come back to a nice tall seat. So elbows stacking and lifting. Stay here like this, or as you exhale, maybe you hinge forward at your waist, connecting that right elbow to your left knee, and then perhaps even dropping your chin towards your chest. So finding this tight little forward fold here. Good, inhale, again, nice and slow. Come on up, take an exhale. Inhale, stretch the arms out wide. And then exhale, release the arms by your sides. Good work. Let's come back to our mountain pose, Tadasana. So just readjust your feet so that your knees land over your ankles. And let's move into a few rounds of our half sun salutes. This is a great place to set up blocks if you have them. So on either side of your feet, you can do any height that feels good for you. Not necessary if you don't have them. Good, all right. So releasing your arms down, there's a little external rotation at the shoulders. As you inhale, take the arms out and up. They could also reach forward and up. Maybe gaze up, press palms. As you exhale through your nose, you can swan dive in, or you can take your hands to your thighs, roll all the way down. So again, that chin to chest feeling. This is where hands on blocks can be really nice. You could also take your hands to your shins or your thighs. This is like a little seated cobra pose. Beautiful work. As you exhale, you fold back in, deep forward fold, Uttanasana. And then inhale here, you can roll up. You can use your hands to help you. You could reverse swan dive out of this pose. Palms press overhead and extended mountain gaze up. And then as you exhale, you can take your arms out wide, or maybe palms trace down to heart center. Good, so that was our complete round. Let's do a few more of these. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, folding in. Let these feel really graceful and spacious in your body. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold back in. And then find that rooting down action to help you take up space as you rise up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So let's do 3 more of these. If you're not feeling these today, You could sit quietly, you could do cat-cow, but otherwise, if these are feeling nice for you, as you're ready, move into a few more, finding a rhythm, a pace that feels good and organic in your body today. And just notice how you feel here. I always feel very content, if not happy, doing these sun salutes. I'm kind of like an old friend, your favorite pair of jeans, especially when you find $10 in the pocket. When you're done with your third round, no rush to get there. You pause in your mountain pose, palms together, your heart, eyes closed. Checking in again. How are you feeling? What's going on for you? Good. Blink your eyes open. Release your hands down. So we want to do one final pose here. So little hip stretch with a twist. So we are going to come into our seated pigeon if that's available to you. So option one, cross that right ankle above your left knee. You might flex this foot a little bit, especially if there's any sensation in your knee. This variation isn't working for you. You can just simply find your hip opener. So if you're in this more of the warrior two legs that I'm in right now, you could take your right hand and gently press back against that leg. That's going to help you to find a little more stretch. I would also say if you're looking for more inner thigh groin stretch in addition to the hip stretch, this variation is going to target more of that. And if you're just looking for more of the intense hip stretch, little glute stretch, you're going to find more of that in this variation. And if you're here in this seated pigeon pose, you might be taking your right hand and just gently pressing down. All right, I'm going to come back here. We're all going to inhale, take our arms out wide. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist to the left. So stretching out. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, let's bring our palms to press at heart center. So vigorously pressing those palms. As you're doing that, though, you're trying to roll the shoulder heads back. All right, so depending upon how deep you're in this variation that I'm in, you might just need to take that right hand to the outside of your left thigh. If you're in this variation and you want to hinge forward, keeping palms together at heart center, you might just rest that right elbow into the sole of your right foot. And it gets into a really yummy place in the lower back. So again, you might be here. You could even extend that top arm up if you're in the warrior two-leg version. You could actually do that if you're in the seated version as well. Maybe you bring your gaze up towards that top thumb. If you're spreading your arms, you can bring it up even if you're not. Good, one more deep inhale. Good, let's exhale, unwind. So just coming back to center, and then in this hip stretch, wherever you're at, again, you can stay upright if you would like to find a forward fold. Hands on blocks can be really nice. Allow that chin to drop towards your chest. Good. And then on your next inhale, slowly start to roll on up. Beautiful. You're definitely taking your time. And then find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. So releasing that right leg down or bringing it in. And we'll take the second side. And it's always worth noting what you do on one side may not be what you do on the second side. So you're always listening to your body, modifying as needed. So options are to find more of these warrior two legs, pressing that left hand back into your thigh, or perhaps your seated pigeon, crossing your left ankle above your right knee, and then potentially gently pressing down. If you're tight in the outer hips, you're not going to need to apply any pressure. And then just listening to that sound of your breath. We can kind of hold the breath sometimes, especially if poses are feeling intense in our body. How is this side different for you? Good. Let's inhale, take the arms out wide. And then exhale, twist to the right. Another deep inhale. Exhale, palms towards heart center. Good. So you can stay here like this. If you'd like to hinge forward and hook that left elbow to the sole of your left foot, so you can do that. You're in these warrior two legs. Maybe you're taking your left hand to the outside of that right thigh, stretching arms out. And both variations are really nice. They kind of target slightly different areas, but definitely getting into this lower back area, lower right waist. Good, one more deep inhale. We're gonna exhale, unwind, come back to center. And then this is your opportunity to take your forward fold. And you know, if you are in this seated pigeon pose, you can just rest your hands on that left lower leg. Blocks also work. You might be releasing your chin towards your chest, so just rounding in the thoracic a little bit. Good. We're going to inhale on up. This is going really fast today. We're running out of time. So go ahead and come back to your mountain pose. So we don't have tons of time for pranayama today, but we'll do a little. So we're going to do our alternate nostril breathing, but we're going to do it hands-free. So this is really more of a visualization. Hard to do. So I'm not sure it ever actually happens. So just know that going in. But go ahead and close your eyes here. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. And then I want you to inhale through the left nostril. See if you can do that without distorting the face. And then exhale through the right nostril. Again, inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Let's do two more on this side. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhaling left. Exhale right. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. And then this time, inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale left. Good. Inhale through both. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. And then start to move towards some form of Shavasana. You might stay exactly where you are, but really just shift your state of mind. So we're coming into relaxing. You might take a little forward fold. That's really nice if you have a table in front of you. You might come into a classic Shavasana laying down on the floor if that's something that's available to you. Just be in a place where you can let go and allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. In this place where we can make this transition from our practice to the rest of our day, where we can give the body, the brain, an opportunity to assimilate all of this work that we've done together. So just resting quietly here. Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And then start to bring some gentle movement back to your body. So wiggling, stretching, anything that feels good here. You'll eventually just land with your hands in a pile on top of your heart. So sending yourself love and gratitude, sending your body love and gratitude, send each other love and gratitude. Promising yourself you're going to carry this good feeling that you've created with you into the rest of your day, the rest of the week ahead. And finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, everybody. Great to see you as always. Thank you.